Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial, and today I want to highlight some of the key moves that happened during the day. And chief among those, what we saw was the stimulus update, as well as Moderna coming out and saying that they don't know if there is going to be a complete or available vaccine coming from them by the time of the election. Now, at no point in time did Moderna say they were going to have a vaccine before the election, but this is something that was more concrete, and I think the only current frontrunner is one of this channel's favorites, Pfizer, to actually have that FDA approval potentially before the election. That news is expected to come at the end of this month. So that is one item. The other thing that we saw happen, and that happened here, and then it continued and precipitated a lot of the selling into the end of the day, and it's been finalized here after market hours, which is why you saw that drop back off of the high point there, is what this is coming from is the fact that Senator, or rather Congresswoman and Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, met today with the Treasury Secretary, Steven Mnuchin, and they were discussing potential coronavirus aid packages. At no point in time were any of the articles that I were reading or any of the information that was made available suggesting that there was actually going to be another bill that came out as a result of this conversation. Again, the meeting point, I think right now, or the point that was made, is coming from like $2.2 trillion, which there has been no inclination that Senate Republicans, and the reason I highlight that is because Senate Republicans hold the Senate and the Democrats hold the House. The reason I highlight those two things is because at no point in time was there any inclination that the Senate would pass something that large. This is really just political grandstanding, and at no point in time was that expected to go through. However, you can see that it hit the market pretty hard, especially after hours when it was confirmed, although you can see that we're kind of holding steady. It'll be interesting to see what happens overnight. Let's just take a look at the CNBC article that came out as a result of this. So you can see here on the screen just some of the key points from this article, and I just want to highlight that this is the conversation that went on and was happening. But the point here is that supposedly they were both optimistic. At no point in time did I think that anyone said, hey, this is going to happen. I didn't see a lot on the news that said this was going to happen. A lot of the YouTubers that I watch, none of them said they expected this to happen. So I really don't think that we're going to see any form of stimulus, especially this close to the end of the year, unless it's a much smaller bill. Again, we're about a month out from the election at this point in time. So an additional stimulus bill of that size could be portrayed a number of different ways, but for the most part, I don't anticipate anything occurring until after the election, if indeed it requires additional further stimulus. So if you want to read this article, I will link it in the comment section or the descriptions, but this is just one of the things that I wanted to highlight what was going on, and that'll set us up for some interesting trades into the end of the week. So as you can see, as I move our SPY chart to the weekly, that we are finally breaking out of this range that we've kind of been locked into for the past 2 weeks of just going back and forth, back and forth. You can see it was down, up, down, up, down, up, but we're still in that same little zone that we kind of started in, about 335, 336. And I think that we're going to stay here. You have to remember that we're not having a lot of big companies announce earnings right now. We do have Pepsi announcing tomorrow, but really we're going to get into the thick of things beginning really in 2 weeks when the banks report. So that's what I'm looking for. I think we're going to continue to stay in this back and forth range, but that'll be more to come and more to see. And in the meantime, though, just make sure that you're making smart plays and trading on news, and we'll be good to go. As you can see, we had a good day today, and I hope that that trend continues. I think that some of those moves are going to be able to continue to be made tomorrow, and you can see some of that info here. But again, it's been a fun day, been a good day. Be watching. Again, I don't think anyone here expected there to be any additional information surrounding a stimulus package, and I don't think it's really going to have a broader effect on the market. We'll see what happens overnight, but I think we're going to continue to trade in that range. So if you found this helpful, please drop a like below, and if you want to stick around and learn how to make some money, then subscribe. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you later.